Another thing I wanted to add about not letting a man know your address on the first date, second date. I feel like you should not let a man know your address unless if you I feel like you got to use your instinct. So some men are gentlemen and you could let them come over and y'all can Netflix and chill and not be physical. But one particular guy, and I'll never forget it, when I used to live at home, he used to walk me home and I was very attracted to him, but we never got physical. Like, I just wasn't comfortable because he used to do disappearing acts on me for like a month. And he would say, oh, I'm swamped with work, I'm sorry. And it's like, that's not acceptable. Like, even back in 2010-11, text message, hello, so he made an excellent point. He was like, Crystal, you always want to make out with me and then I go home with blue balls. So I laughed. He was like, it's not funny. But he's right. It's like you're basically tempting a man and you don't want to do that, and then something happens that, number one, you're not ready for, or number two, you didn't ask for, right? So after he said that, I took that into consideration, that even if I am interested in a man romantically, if I'm not ready to be physical, don't let them have your address, because that's what's in a man's mind, and that's just the world we live in. Even if a man is a perfect gentleman, right? And like I said, with women, you have to the only time I can't even, for me, the only time I would let a man over is if I'm not attracted to him and I know I'm not going to do nothing with him. That's me. I have self-control. Some people have no self-control and they still going to do something with they platonic friends. But if it's not a friend, if you know, this is my thing, if you know he's attracted to you in any way, shape, form, or fashion, ladies, don't have him walk into your door, because it's very misleading. And then the next thing that they're gonna say is, like I think I told y'all about my old coworker, the weirdo. I never even kissed him and he felt like I was leading him on. So you have to really use your intuition and your instincts with these men, because some men are very sensitive. And that particular weirdo dude, he did open the car door. It wasn't even his car, it was my friend's car. She was driving us around. I forgot where we went. No, I think we was in a cab, and he opened the door, and I thought it was strange, and sure enough, he was feeling me in that way. He let it be known. He said he was in love with me and all this weird stuff, and I'm like, nah, bro. But he was doing all the gentleman things, right? So sometimes when you let a man do all those gentleman things, he think he could be a man, he think he could and stuff like that. So I think personally, your address and all that, whatever, is misleading, and you have to follow your gut, because not every man is in his right frame of mind. Not every man is a gentleman, and even the ones that are gentlemen, they still a man, they still have hormones, right? So you dressing, and not saying it's your fault, but you got a nice body, you dressed a certain way, it's summertime. Don't be all flirty and stuff, and then, can you walk me to my door? Don't do all of that. And you know in your heart that he feeling you. Don't do all of that. Stop being flirty. Don't, and that's a whole nother topic, but you shouldn't even be your conversation. Watch out for your conversation. It should never be sexual. It should never be romantic. It should never be none of that. You shouldn't be talking to your platonic friend about your man, unless if y'all are over. Stuff like that. Sometimes it's hard, but sometimes, especially if that platonic friend is single, he might, and he's feeling you, he's counting the days, ladies. He's counting the days. But I just wanted to add that, with the address stuff, if you could help it, especially if it's the first date and a lot of people, y'all doing the online dating thing, please do not let that man have your address unless if you're ready to be physical, because these men will unalive you For real, it's a sad world out here, but I can't stress that enough. I can't stress it enough. A lot of the advice that our mothers gave us was wrong. Okay. Also, another thing I wanted to add, my professor from Kingsborough, I did women's studies, best class I ever took, and she actually was older than my parents, and she said she would never let a man pay for her because you not getting my cookie. And we like, okay, you go. But she's right. She's like, if it's the first date, true, a man should pay. But if it's like the 5th, 6th date, some of y'all, it takes a long, y'all don't know if y'all like for me, after 2 dates, I know if I like you or not. It's just like 2 interviews. After the second interview / date, if I don't feel you, that's it. The trial is over. But y'all let these men pay for y'all. That's leading them on too. I just wanted to put that in there as well. Would you want somebody to do that to your son? All right, then you know what's wrong. You know what's wrong. And women, we want equal opportunity, but you gotta you wouldn't pay for somebody, right?